Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn math. Today, squares and cubes, and in the second part of the video we're going to do medial plane training. And if you participate in the medial plane training, it is at your own risk. Squares and cubes, square numbers. Any number raised to the power 2 gives a square number. For example, 6 raised to equals 6 times 6 equals 36, and that has the name 6 squared. Okay, a little how it is written.
6 and then the little 2 there on top. 6 to the power of 2 is the same as 6 times 6. 6 power 2 is the same as 6 and 6, and that equals 36. And then people can also say 6 squared.
6 to the power of 2 is the same as 2 times the 6. 6 times 6, and that is 36, and 6 squared is also 36. Square numbers include 1 and 1 is 1. 1 times 1, if you have 1 time 1 thing, you have it once. If you have 1 time 1 book, you have 1 book. And 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3, 9, 4 and 4 is 16, 5 squared 25, 6 squared 36, 7 49, 8 64, 9 81, 10 100, 11 121, 12 144, 13 169, 14 196, and 15 times 15 is 225. Square numbers can be illustrated by drawing squares.
A square of 1 time 1 block in the right direction, that is square 1. And square 2 are 2 blocks in the right direction, 2 down. Square 3 are 3 and 3, and 4 and 4. And square 6 are 6 in the right direction, and 6 in the right direction. So these are 36 down.
So 6 squared is 36. Cube numbers. Any number raised to the power 3 gives a cube number. A square number is power 2, and a cube number is power 3. For example, 5 to the power of 3 is the same as 5, 5 and 5. 5 times 5 times 5. Because we're having 3 to the power of 3, 5 to the power of 3, so we're having 3 times the 5. To the power of 2 would be square just 2 5s. That would be 25. Now we're having 5, 5, 5, because 5 power to 3, these are 125. 5 times 5 are 25, and 5 times 25 times are 125 times. That would be then 5 cubed. So someone could say 5 cubed, and that would be 125. 1 cubed is 1, because if you have 1 time 1 book, you still have just 1 book. If you have at 1 day, if you had once at 1 day a book, you had 1 book at a time. And 2 cubed is 8. You have 2, and when you have 2 times the 2, now you have 4. You have 1 and 2. When having that 2 times, you have 2, and then you have another 2. That is 4. And now we're having this 4, another 4 times. No, 2. At 8 we have 2, and these are multiplied by 2, and 2 is 8. 2 cubed is 8. And the 3 is 27, and the 4 cubed is 46, and 5 is 125, and 10 is 1000. You have 10 times 10, and then you have 10 times 10 times 10. Cube numbers can be illustrated by drawing cubes. And that is the clue in the way.
Now if you have a 1 clue, okay, that's still just 1. But if you have not 2, you have, let's show it here, it's better to see. You have 4. And 4 cubed is 4 to the side, and 4 up, and also 4 behind.
And these are now by 4, have I written it? 46, 64. Okay, but it was a bit fast if you never heard of it all, of course. But so far I understood it all. And we want to make a little presentation about it. We want to say the square numbers just under 225, under 15 times 15. I'm thinking, do we give an explanation when we do our presentation? Or do we adjust the listing? We're going to say how it can be expressed. The squares of 1 until 15 are 1 is 1, and 2 is 4, and 3 is 9, and 4 is 16, and 5 is 25, and 6 is 36, and 7 is 49, and 8 is 64. 8 is 64, and 9 is 81, and 10 is 100, 11 is 121, 12 is 144, and 13 is 169, and 14 196, and 15 225. 15 225. And when I'm going to say in our presentation about that, any number raised to the power 2 gives a square number. And these are squared, and what happens if a number is squared? So the 15 is squared, and now we are 225. We're having 15 to the square of 15, so 15 times. I'm going to show it. 15 times, so we are now 225 times in total. And that can be expressed as 15 squared, because we're having 15 to the square. Or also 15 to the power of 2, because we're having written 15 and with a 2 over it. We're having 15 times 15, 15 times 2. Or it can be expressed as, what is it? That is when the squared number, the 225, is the squared number. Is that when the squared numbers? 6 squared gives 36, and 36 is a squared number. Okay, in the next video, we're going to make a presentation about the squares. If you're here for the squares and cubes, and you want to be there when we're doing the presentation, where we're going to shortly explain the 1s to 15 and shortly the names of it, and you can go directly to the next video where we do the squares. Now here we will do the medial plane. No, we're going to do the medial plane training. And we're doing it by bringing the leg up into a right angle and down again. We're bringing the other up and down. And again up and down and up and down. We're doing it one more time. Down and again the other one up and down. Now to the first exercise. One leg up into a right angle. We're having a flexed foot. We're having even aligned hips. We're tall up of the back. We're pressing from the top against the knee. And we're having a little bend in the elbow. And now we're pressing from the inside. If you participate in the medial plane training, let's sit on this. Now we're pressing with the knee up and to the side, up to the side. And the other leg up. And we're pressing from the top. Right angle with the leg, a flexed foot, even line hips, taller with the back, and they're pressing from the top against the knee. Now from the side, with a little bend in the elbow. 1 is 1, 2 is 4, 3 is 9, 4 is 16, 5 is 25, 6 is 36, and now with the knee up and to the side. 7 is 49, 8 is 64, 9 is 81, 10 is 100, 11 121, 12 144, 13 169, 144 and 169, and 14 is 196, and 15 is 225. And the last exercise, the heavy swing your leg up, right angle flex foot, even hips taller than the back, and we're pressing from the outside against the knee, and we're opening slowly. And we're closing again slowly. And we're opening again slowly. And we're closing slowly. And with your leg up, and we're pressing from the outside. And we're opening slowly. And we're closing. We're opening again. And we're closing again. And we're doing the following exercise, legs wide apart, breathing in, going down. Again out, not with any cosmetics. And that was Medial pen training. I thank you very much and have a next time.